Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, By Hashem, Yahweh Shai, By Hashem, Rahakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishop, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered out on the four corners of the earth, prophesying in the name of Yahweh, By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Coming to you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh be the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly called God. By Hashem is in the name of Yahweh Shai, is who the world ignorantly called Jesus. These be the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, which you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to call on and come back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, By Hashem, Yahweh Shai, your true power. And I just wanted to go into another quick lesson. Lord willing is edifying. This lesson is titled, Fall by His Own Wickedness. And yeah, we still talking about Esau, Edom, who's in rulership, ruling over the planet Earth in wickedness and setting up wicked schemes, trying to trap you Israelites and keep y'all from y'all true power. He doing any and everything, scratching and clawing, trying to keep the Israelites from coming back into power, because he knows he has a short time, and he knows when the Israelite come back into power, that's his demise. It's time for slavery for him. And he doing any and everything to keep you from knowing who your power is, who's on your side, who's keeping you every day, who's guiding your footsteps if you're living in righteousness. So I just wanted to go into some scriptures, and Lord willing is edifying. We're going to start out in the book of Proverbs 11. In the 5th verse, Proverbs 11:5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his ways. See, I just said that. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to direct the ways of the righteous. If you living according to his will and trying to keep his word, his laws, his statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, he knows what we can do. He knows the things that we can do and we cannot do, the laws we cannot keep. And a lot of his laws are very easy to keep, such as eating pork. You don't have to eat pork. That's something you could keep. And he's going to direct your steps and protect you and keep you from the enemy that's setting all these snares and traps, trying to keep us entangled in his wickedness. Continuing on. But the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Yes, the things that you set out and try to snare our people, keep our people down, you're going to fall in your own trap. So this is what this lesson is touching on. The wickedness of these wicked people is going to come back to them. Such as some things already starting to fall back on them, such as when they built the Planned Parenthood all in our neighborhoods. Now you see the Edomites scratching and clawing because their people are not having babies. We Israelites are still having babies, although we have slowed down, but we are still having more babies than them, and they're scared. And this is an example of their wicked device coming back to fall on their own heads. And there's so many examples you could pull up, and it's falling back on them. Food stamps. You come to find out the Edomites are the majority of the ones on food stamps. And them so-called JOOs, they on the government assistance programs more than us Israelites. But they always use the Israelites' face to act like we are the ones that's causing all the problems. But let's read that verse again. Proverbs 11:5. The righteous Salakia. I don't know why I don't ever put that on silence before. Lord willing, it don't do it again. Proverbs 11:5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Yes. So whatever you do, or whatever you sow in this earth, you're going to have to pay for that. And these Edomites can't understand that whatever you do, you got to pay for it. They thinking that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Salaka, I got to sneeze, feel like these there's stuff flying around in the air. It's that season. My nose been itching all day. But they got to pay for the things that they've been doing. We had to pay. So you got to pay. Let's keep it moving. Let's go down here. It's another verse I want in this chapter. Verse 18. Proverbs 11:18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work. This is all y'all do. Everything you do, plotting and scheming and using your wickedness to just do wicked. But to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward. This is what we looking for. We looking for the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai established on earth as it is in heaven. While y'all playing around, scheming and plotting and setting up this and setting up that, we waiting on the kingdom of heaven to come. We waiting on the earth to come back to its fullness. Lavish. You think this lavish? Wait till you see the kingdom of heaven. Proverbs. Let me do it like this. Proverbs. Let's go to 1. Proverbs 1:31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. See that? You set that seed on the ground and it grow, you're going to have to eat that. Because that's what you sown in the earth. And you have sown wickedness all over the planet earth that everybody is confused. Everybody running around not knowing what's going on. Everybody running around not even knowing their nationality. You planted this in the earth. You got our people destroyed because the lack of knowledge you have put out on the earth. And you got to pay for that. Reading that again, verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. You're getting ready to try to make a big move in the earth with this MOTB. You're setting up the system. You got everything mapped out. This trap that you're setting for the Israelites, mainly, because that's who you after. You're going to fall in that trap that you're setting for the Israelites, because there is a complete number of Israelites that's not going to be moved by your devices. That's not going to be deceived by your devices. Your devices that you're setting up, you're going to fall in your own way. Let's read that one more time before I go to the next one. Proverbs 1:31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. This is what this lesson is talking about. It's talking about you doing something for somebody else, but that something come back and bite you. Because I'm thinking about when I was young, I used to watch the cartoon, and that old coyote always trying to set up, that's you the Edomite in that cartoon. I don't know if it was Bugs Bunny or whoever, the good guy. The coyote always setting something up. It might be a shotgun or something, set a string on it, light a match, and it always backfire on him. That's what's going to happen to you Edomites. It's going to backfire on you, the things that you're doing. And the funny part is that Yahweh Shai got you in a trick bag, that you still plotting and scheming and not knowing that this is all going to backfire on you. So let's go to Proverbs 26. Proverbs 26:27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. See that? This is this lesson. You're going to fall in the pit that you dig for us Israelites. And Lord willing, we keep the faith and be spared out of this thing, watching you fall into your own trick bag. Continuing on. And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. It's like you rolling a stone, and all along it's a circle coming back, and that stone rolling over you from behind. You didn't even see it coming, because like I say, Yahweh Shai got you in a trick bag, that you think you're gonna pull this, you're gonna ride off in the sunset and get away scot-free. We're gonna move to the book of Psalms. Psalm 7:15. He made a pit and diggeth it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to look back on all the things that you did, all the pits you have dug for us, and we're going to rejoice seeing your downfall. What is that? Ecclesiasticus. He that liveth to see the downfall of his enemies. That's after you fell in your own pit. We're going to see the downfall of you. Verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head. See that? You in trouble for the things you have sown in the earth. What's that in Revelation? He that destroys the earth, you got to pay for destroying the earth. You trying to block out the sun, thinking that's going to stop Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai from making his people a nation. Verse 16, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Let's look up this word up. Let's see. See if I can get the meaning of it. Hold on. Pate. A rich, severe French spread or paste made from finely grained meat, liver, fish, or vegetables. Often blended with fat, herbs, and spices. A rich, savor French spread or paste made from finely ground meat. It don't sound too delicious. Let's read that again. Verse 16, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Verse 17, I will praise Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai according to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Most High. Why? Because he's going to avenge us. He's going to pay you back for the things you have done to us. And we're going to give his name the glory and honor and praises for the rest of our lives. And you're going to be in trouble for what you did. Psalms 21. Around the 11th verse. Psalms 21 and 11. For they intended evil against thee. See that? You everything you're doing, you're sitting in these secret council meetings, plotting against the just. But the just gonna live by his faith. And there's nothing you can do about it. But you still plotting evil thoughts, staying up all night. Donald Trump tweeted all night long. Well, I thought he was 80 years old. At my age, I need all the sleep I can get right now. And this 80-year-old man is tweeting every minute all night long, sitting up plotting against the just. Verse 11, for they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device. That's that MOTB. You're getting ready to try to plant this in everybody, which they are not able to perform. You might get it off the ground a little bit, but it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. The ditch you dug for someone else, which is the Israelites, you're going to fall into that ditch. And all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that thing. You're not going to be able to perform it. You think it's going to go 100% your way. Psalms. Let's go over here to 30. Oops. Psalms 37. Psalms 37 and 15. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. Because you plotting against the just, thinking you're going to stab us with this sword. Yes, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai bless you with the sword. Yes, he bless you with all these missiles and guns and ammunition and knives and whatever else you got, thinking you plotting against the just, the righteous of the Israelites. But you're not going to be able to perform this thing. It's going to enter into your own heart. And their bows shall be broken. You coming out of power with your own military. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has let you set up this big old military to bring your own self out of power with it. You hear that thing? You're going to come out of power with your own military that you built. Billions and billions of dollars every year you spend on this thing. Verse 15. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. The missiles that you built are going to destroy you. And their bows shall be broken. Ecclesiastic. Ecclesiastic 10 and 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. See that? This is all these scriptures is talking about you falling into your own trap that you set for the next man, which is the Israelites. Starting with the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, we part of that number. Following out the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone on down. Lord willing, we part of that number. You dig in the pit, in this trap, it's going to fall back on your own head. You going into slavery. That's what it's all going to boil down to. Verse 8, he that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whosoever breaketh a hedge, a serpent shall bite him. See that? You broke down the walls of the Israelite. You kicked in our door and stole us. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to avenge that thing upon us. So you're going to have to pay for the ditch that you built for us. You're going to have to fall into that thing. What's that in Revelation? I think it's Revelation 20. After 1,000 years, they're going to be visited. You're going to be visited after this, out this pit, the bottomless pit you're going to be in. You're going to be visited in that thing and destroyed out of the earth for the things you have committed in wickedness all over the earth. Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whosoever breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. You're going to get bit because you have breaking the hedges of the Israelites. This Bible is a cold piece talking about you devils. And there is no way of getting around it. Let's flip over here to chapter 8, around the 9th verse. All this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. Everything that is done under the sun. What is under the sun? Me sitting here on earth. I'm under the sun. And so whatever you devils had done under the sun, you're going to have to pay for that. I don't see how you can't get it through your head that you're going to have to pay for that. Me going by day, trying not to do anything that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not agreed with. But here you is constantly doing wickedness, plotting to do evil. You say the Most High don't see you, and He is not you. He not in your thoughts. You're not worried about Him. Verse 9, all this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. See that? You ruling over us right now, yeah. But you doing it to your own destruction. Because you're going to be destroyed for the things that you have done. Your own missiles is going to kill you. Read that last part again. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. Your time is almost over with too. Your rulership is almost over with too, and you know that. That's why you're getting ready to come down with great wrath, because you know you got a short time. So you got to do everything you could do, scrambling like an egg, trying to finish up this little deal you got going on and set up your system. But you're not going to be able to prevail it. It's not going to happen. And to water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that thing. Job. I've been in the New Testament. Job 4 and 8. Job 4 and 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow it wickedness reap the same. These verses complement one another, because it's letting you know that you plow iniquity. So you sow your seed of sin in the earth, under the sun, sowing wickedness. You're going to reap that thing. You got a lot of people confused, thinking the kingdom of heaven is just going to be nice and lilies falling around and everybody rejoicing. No. It's going to be time for your hell. It's going to be time for you to reap the things you have sown in earth. Don't be wondering why other people get treated better than you, even of your own nation. There's level to this thing. You're going to reap what you sow. Everybody. Let's read that again. Job 4 and 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Let's go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 22 and 8. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. Let's read that again. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity. So you devils are sowing iniquity through the whole planet Earth, and it's going to come to naught. You plant that seed and it's not going to grow. Your harvest time is over. It's time to reap what you sow. So you haven't sown, your seed haven't grown, so you ain't gonna get nothing back but trouble that you have put out through the whole earth. And the rod of his anger shall fail. You're going out of power, in other words. The rod of your anger is not gonna work. That's why this lesson is talking about you digging ditches and gonna fall in it, because it's not gonna work. Your anger, you're not gonna get no anger management. But wait, I take that back. You is gonna get some anger management through the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're gonna get anger management for 1,000 years. Let's read that one more time. Proverbs 22:8. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. Now we're going to the new test. 2 Corinthians 9:6. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly. And I went into this word. Sparingly means using or doing something in a limited. So you sowing a little. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, in other words. You're not trying to be a rightful ruler. You sowing wicked seeds, in other words. You're not putting your best foot forward. Everything you're doing is against life because you are deaf. Sparingly. And he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. This is us in the kingdom of heaven right here. Because through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai resting upon us, we have quickening our spirit, and now we're trying to sow bountifully. So when we get into the kingdom of heaven, we will reap bountifully. This is what we're trying to do. Let's go on and wrap this thing up. This is what we're trying to do. While you trying to set your wicked traps for us, this is what the hopeful elect trying to do. We trying to get up out of this thing, because we know it's going to come back on your own head. Hosea 10:2. Sow to yourself in righteousness. See that? This is what we trying to do. Reap in mercy. We want the mercy of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to fall upon us. We done saw the wickedness. We done felt the struggle. We done planted the vineyard and did not reap. We done built the house and did not live in it, according to Deuteronomy 28. Break up your fallow ground. It's time for us to break this soil up that you done sowed in wickedness. It's time for us to get this thing on the right path. For it is time to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's been that time. It's been that time to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's time to seek him 10 times more, till he come and rain righteousness upon you. This is what the hopeful elect is waiting for. I feel like I got to sneeze again. Salaki. Till he come and rain righteousness upon you. This is when them chariots fill the sky, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sitting on that cloud, coming back to get his people away from these wicked Edomites ruling over us in wickedness. This is what we're waiting on. I'm going to read that one more time before I get out of here. Hosea 10 and 12. Sow to yourself in righteousness and reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua till he come and rain righteousness upon you. So all the wicked advices that you done tried to do, this is what the hopeful elect is waiting for. We're waiting on Yahushua to crack them clouds and rain righteousness upon us. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till the next time I say shalom.